Hello to all of my viewers and welcome back to Advanced Maths. Today we're going to be talking about parallel and perpendicular lines. These are lines on straight line graphs. So let's start with parallel lines. I'm sure you know what parallel lines means. Parallel just means they are going in the same direction and they will never touch. And if they're going in the same direction, then they must have the same gradient. So let's look at these two graphs. We've got y equals 2x minus 1 and y equals 2x plus 3. You can see that the number in front of the x is the same, and that means the gradient is the same, and therefore they must be parallel. Similarly, for this graph on the right hand side, we've got y equals minus 3x plus 11 and y equals minus 3x plus 2. Again, these two lines must be parallel because they have the same gradient. Perpendicular lines. This is the opposite of parallel. Perpendicular means at right angles. So two lines are perpendicular if they meet at a right angle. And the rule is that if you have one line, that is y equals mx plus c, we take the m, the gradient, and we do minus 1 divided by m, and that makes the new gradient. So the new line will look something like this: y equals minus 1 over mx plus d. You don't really need to remember it in this form, it's just so I can show you what it might look like. The important thing to remember is this: you start with the original gradient and do minus 1 divided by it, and it gets you the new gradient, which is perpendicular. The number you add on the end does not affect it. Any number that's added on would still be perpendicular. So let's see an example. Y equals 2x plus 5. We do minus 1 divided by 2 gives us minus a half, and we have a new line that's y equals minus a half x minus 10. The number that you add on the end does not matter, it's only the gradient that matters. Let's see this on the graph now. So I've got these two lines. The first line over here is y equals 3x plus 1, and the other line is y equals minus 2/3 x plus 3. Here, we just take the gradient and we do minus 1 divided by 3 is minus a third. And we have another line that is y equals minus a third x plus 2 that is perpendicular, as you can see on this diagram. Over here, we do minus 1 divided by minus 2/3, and we get 3 over 2. And we get this line, y equals 3 over 2x plus 1. And they are parallel again. Okay? I've got another example here which is slightly different. We're given just the equations and we're going to check ourselves if these two lines are perpendicular. The problem is that they're not in the form y equals mx plus c. The x and y are on the same sides, so we're going to rearrange it so it's just y on its own. Y is the subject of the formula. So we start with the first equation and we take 2x off both sides, get 3y equals minus 2x plus 3. We divide by 3 and we get y equals minus 2/3 x plus 1. And now that is in the form y equals mx plus c, the gradient is minus 2/3. Again, we're going to rearrange the other equation. We're going to add 6x to both sides. And here, and then we'll divide by 4 to get rid of the times by 4. And we've got y equals 6 over 4x plus 20 divided by 4. The gradient of the first one is minus 2/3, and the gradient of the second one is 6 over 4, which is a fraction we can simplify to 3 over 2. We'll check they're perpendicular. We'll do minus 1 divided by minus 2/3 is 3 over 2, which is the same as this one. And so we can say, yes, these lines are indeed perpendicular. Okay? See if you can follow the algebra yourself. So you can pause the video, maybe rewind if you want to, and try the algebra yourself to make sure you understand what's going on. Finally, let's have some practice. So I've got two lines drawn on the screen, and I'd like you to see if you can find an equation of a line that is perpendicular to these lines. Again, the plus c doesn't matter. You can choose your own plus c. And I'll reveal the answers in 3, 2, 1. Notice the 4 becomes minus 1 over 4. And the minus 3/4, you flip the fraction 4/3 and make it positive if it's minus or negative if it's already positive. If you can get your head around it, just flipping the fraction and then making the sign different, that can save you a bit of time with a divide, minus 1 divided by it. Okay? Let's also try this. So we've got the line y equals 3x plus 1, and we're trying to see which of these equations over here make perpendicular lines. The last 3 you will have to rearrange and simplify. Okay, you can pause the video now, take a few minutes, and when you're ready, I'll reveal the answers in 3, 2, 1. So how did you do? Let me know in the comments. As always, if you have any ideas for future videos or you have any feedback on my video, I'd love to hear it. And if you have any questions about today's video, please ask away as well. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video.